And what did you do after the military?
I started buying and selling businesses.
I started in music and then I went into television and then into film and ultimately into production and business.
What was the most amount of money that you ever made in a single year?
11 mil?
$11 million.
Yes.
I managed $1.2 billion.
What's the best advice you ever got throughout your career?
Never give up.
My grandmother, when we were going on tour, as we were getting on the tour bus and she were going away, she said, "Hey baby, just remember, everywhere you go, one day you're gonna have to go back."
Number 1.
Excuse me, sir. Question for you. Have you ever been broke before?
Been broke?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I was in the military for 22 years, man.
Yeah?
Of course I was broke.
And what did you do after the military?
I started buying and selling businesses, moved overseas.
Yeah?
Yeah, so I ran aviation in Africa, construction in South America.
Wow. So you in like private equity, venture capital? What are you doing right now? Like,
Some VC,
Yeah.
some private equity, investment banking.
8 out of 10 businesses, they won't make it past 5 years. What's the most common mistake that you see business owners make that prevents
Cash
them?
flow.
Cash flow.
Cash flow.
Yeah.
It's really simple.
What is the secret to managing that cash flow and turning it into real wealth?
Having an 18-month cash flow model and then making sure that you're keeping your head above water.
Yeah.
Revenue's awesome, but you got to have cash flow to keep the doors open.
Yeah. In terms of revenue, though, across all your companies, what was the most amount of money that you ever made in a single year?
11 mil?
$11 million.
Yes.
And how did you scale from 7 to 8 figures? Or what was your secret to scaling businesses?
Focus. Yeah, no life balance. No family, no kids, no girlfriends, just business.
What was the best financial advice that you ever received?
Don't lose it.
Break that down. How can you...
make good deals, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, nothing is real until you have a contract. Always have a contract. Always make sure that you're keeping your hands above table. You do everything transparently.
Yeah.
You don't do anything illegal, immoral, or unethical.
You've been at the table with some heavy hitters, I'm sure.
Yeah.
What is your best negotiation advice for people out there?
Don't talk past the sale. Once you've got the sale done, don't keep talking.
Keep your mouth shut.
Just keep your mouth shut. Yeah.
But what was your secret to sales and generating millions of dollars in revenue over these years?
I'm not the sales guy.
Yeah.
That's my secret. Is I know my strengths and I know my weaknesses.
So what was your superpower then as a business owner?
Motivation. Yeah, leadership.
Leadership.
Yeah, taking my special operations background and being able to apply it to business.
So you were special ops in the military?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
What branch?
Army.
Were you a ranger?
Army Green Beret.
That's
yeah.
incredible, sir. How important was that military background into business?
Invaluable. Yeah, I wouldn't have changed it for anything.
What was the lowest point in your career?
Losing friends.
How did you overcome that? And let's say somebody going through a tough time right now in life, how did you kind of overcome the adversity that you face in your life, in business and the military?
Daily gratitude. Yeah, I've got mantras in the morning that I go through, meditation, just staying positive, man.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
for your
guys.
time. And
Appreciate you,
remind
man.
me your name?
Jeff.
Jeff, how old are you?
Just turned 60.
You're not 60 years old. You're
Yeah,
lying.
23rd of July, I turned 60, man.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What's the secret to looking like this at 60 years old, man? That's crazy.
Focus, man. Everything's about focus and discipline.
You're 60 today. If you were to go back 40 years ago, what advice would you give to your 20-year-old self to have that same blueprint and roadmap to success?
Stay in the fight.
Stay in the fight.
Stay in the fight, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you, my friend. You got amazing advice.
Be good,
Thank
man.
You, sir.
Y'all
Have
be
a great
good.
day.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Number 2.
Excuse me, sir.
I don't want to talk to you, but I saw your YouTube. They're great. I manage $1.2 billion, but I'm a family office stuff. So the bottom line is great job with everything you're doing.
Did you know I was going to come up to you? Or what?
No. I never seen you before except from YouTube. But they saw you on the Brunello Cucinelli store.
Yeah.
And basically they made a good comment and stuff like that, and that's it.
So real quick, what is the hardest part about managing other people's money? It's difficult.
You have to do a good job and stuff like that, and basically you have to, I'm from Lugano, Switzerland, so I speak Italian. You have to use a different type of techniques, like in the last 2 months where the market was down 20%, and they have to obviously try to offset the instability of the market. Up to December 2024 was incredible.
Did you come from a lot of money?
No, I didn't come. No, actually, I came with money, but not a lot of money.
How much did you come here with?
Few $1 million. So I didn't start from scratch, absolutely.
How did you work up to $1 billion in under?
Basically, we attract a lot of high net worth people. They are very successful in what they do. They trust us because
how do
every
you
time
attract the rich people though? Like, how do you get their trust?
we know a lot of people.
How do you build those relationships?
Because when you're born and you go to private schools and stuff, like you're born in a certain circle, you know these people automatically.
So you got to become friends with rich people.
No, you're already friends because you go to the same school.
But let's talk to somebody who doesn't come from a rich family.
Determination, focus, determination, and stuff like that.
What's the best advice you ever got throughout your career?
Never give up. When I negotiate, people tells me that I destroy people because I usually suck oxygen from the room and the people gasping for air and stuff like that. You have to use a lot of time and lengthy type of techniques to negotiate to your best and stuff like that.
Now you're managing people's money. Where are you putting that money?
Right now, gold is doing very well.
You like gold?
Yeah, until it lasts. Right now it's like $3,500, $3,400.
So let's say in the next 6 months, what's the best industry you should be looking to get into?
Hedge funds, indexes, and try to protect your investment. Right now, because I follow Warren Buffett, I think he's a genius, I have lots of money in cash that is not making money except for the 3-4% that I'm making like a money market and
So
stuff
you
like
have a
that.
lot of money in cash right now.
Lots of money
Why?
in cash. Because basically the uncertainty of the time and stuff like that. Warren Buffett liquidated about $396 billion right now in cash. And there is a reason. Because he knew back 6 months ago the recession was coming, and because of that he protected himself with that. Now it's time, I would think, in 2 or 3 months to buy and buy at a better
Buy
price.
what? Buy what? What are you going to buy?
Anything. Like I like very much the stocks that Warren Buffett likes.
What industry are the
Mutual
stocks
funds,
in? Like,
different
let's say me right now. Let's say I've got some cash put to the side. Where would I put that money to make that work?
Depends upon the amount of money.
Okay,
like
I have 100K.
100K, I would say a mutual fund.
Mutual fund?
Yeah,
You
mutual
like real estate?
we like also real estate
What
a
type
lot.
of real estate? Multifamily or what?
No,
Commercial?
single family. I live in Coral Gables, and basically we have done incredibly well buying there, holding, and now the price is like.
So you think very long term when you make
yeah,
an investment.
yeah,
You
absolutely.
don't look to make quick money at all.
The way you invest money in the stock market, you can be also a day trader, okay?
Right.
But I'm talking about in the way you do real estate. We have property in Europe that like from 1960, and we still own them because we pay like $3,000-$4,000 at the time, and now they're worth thousands of thousands of dollars, not million. So the return on investment is stellar, is incredible.
Let me ask you this. You're managing money for a lot of very wealthy people, for billionaires. What do billionaires do differently from everybody else?
She always criticizes me because she says I go around looking like a slob. My wife, to make fun of me. She said, why with all the nice clothes that you have, you go around looking like a slob? Because I can. So that's exactly what the guy from Shark Tank was
Robert
saying.
Herjavec.
Exactly. And it basically is something that you're sure about yourself. You don't have to basically wear, for example, I have 40 watches in my collection, and I'm wearing a watch from a friend of mine who's a micro brand that is very cheap compared to all the watches that I have in a safe deposit box. I don't wear Rolexes anymore because right now Rolexes are used by a lot of people. It was not exclusive like in 1970, and that's it. My wife said, why do you have all these nice clothes in the closet if you don't wear them? And that's it.
You're not trying to impress anybody else.
No. Because when you have good connection, you don't impress. And I go like this everywhere I want to. That's what's ridiculous about the situation.
You got amazing advice, sir.
Listen, thank you very much. It was a pleasure. Congratulations on everything.
Thank you, sir. Have a great day.
Number 3.
I'm about to interview the legendary Will Smith out in Los Angeles. From the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air to the box office king, Will Smith has done it all. And he's become one of the greatest entertainers, one of the greatest actors of not just my generation, but of all time, you guys. So this interview is about to be one of the best we've done. So make sure you stay tuned from start to finish. With that being said, let's go meet Will and go see what he has to say.
What's up, man?
How you doing, Will?
Man, it's all love.
Great to meet you.
How you feeling, brother?
Great, man. Happy to be out here.
Okay. We got the color vibes. We got
got it all.
color vibes.
Absolutely.
going on.
I'm
Jack. Nice to meet you.
What's happening,
What's
man?
up, Will? I'm Josh. Good to meet you.
Josh, what's
Yeah.
the deal? What's the deal?
Happy to be out here.
Man, it's all good. You on a big run lately.
A little run right now.
A little bit of a
for
run.
Sure, for sure. We had a great shoot yesterday with Tom.
Tom, yeah, I saw that.
I was telling him it was
I
like
saw that.
3 hours. We hit 1 million on IG, so just trying to keep on going, man.
Love that.
We're excited about this, man. We
Yes,
love all
sir.
that you do, and we're just happy to be here with you right now.
No, this is great.
Who am I here with today?
Will Smith in the building.
And for those that don't know, what industry did you decide to pursue a career in?
Well, I started in music, and then I went into television, and then into film, and ultimately into production and business.
So you're a little diversified.
Well, you know, man, I like to have a couple hyphens.
So do you think people should hyper focus on one thing when they're starting out, or do you like the idea of kind of diversifying your efforts into different ventures? How do you feel about diversification? Because you wear many hats.
I think of it like an arrow. So if you think about the one thing you do really well at the tip of the arrow, and you got to do it really specifically and really well, and then after the arrow bursts through the universe, then all the other things you do can come through behind it. But I think it's really, really important to like master one thing. One of my favorite books growing up was The Alchemist, and it says the whole of the universe is contained in a single grain of sand. So I took that to be, if you learn how to do one thing really, really well, you can expand your knowledge base from the comprehension of that one thing.
Now, you've become one of the greatest entertainers of all time, undoubtedly one of the greatest of all time
Thank you,
actors.
brother. Thank you.
What's been the biggest driving factor of your success throughout your career? If you can attribute to one thing, or maybe it's a couple things, what's really led to your success that separated you apart from 99% of people in one of the most competitive industries?
One of the things I discovered really early is that the win goes to the most hours committed. When I realized that how I spent my time and attention on a daily basis, if I do something for 10 hours a day and you only do it for 9 hours a day, in a year it's going to be really hard for you to beat me. So I realized very, very early, I was probably 18 by the time I knew that the time applied was cumulative. And even if you were more talented than me, if I put in more hours than you, it would be really hard for you to beat me.
Now, you've played many roles in the entertainment business. As an actor, what's the most interesting thing that you've learned about people throughout your career?
I guess one of the big things that I've learned is that even what we call people, what you say a person, is not actually a person. It's like a personality. It's a small constellation of ideas that a person has chosen to live within and say that that's us. And I guess the thing I've learned is that we're way bigger than we think we are. We're way bigger than we allow ourselves to be. We are way more than the little sliver of race, creed, color, city, country, that we confine ourselves to. And that idea of a person can even become the prison that keeps us from excelling.
Now, you starred in the movie The Pursuit of Happiness.
Yep.
It's one of the most perspective-shaping movies of all
for
time.
sure,
Did that
for
change
sure.
your perspective when you were filming it?
One of the big things that I learned from Chris Gardner and working on that movie is that suffering is a gift. The universe teaches through difficulty. God teaches through suffering and hard times. And the shaping of a person, the shaping of a willpower, the shaping of your energy is almost always exclusively in adversity. And with Chris Gardner, how he talked about the education of his suffering was one of the major lessons that I took away from that movie, like to get comfortable being uncomfortable if you want to achieve.
Do you believe in God?
Absolutely.
How important has faith been for you throughout your career?
The idea of God, and people throw different words around and people have different definitions. I believe in an energy that is constantly creating in all things, that if I cultivate a relationship with, I can be more powerful than I am. I can do things 100-fold what Will could do if I tap into the movement and the energy and the flow and the creative intelligence that's making the sun and the stars and the trees that we're breathing. If I tap into that, I know I can be infinitely more powerful, creative than me with my ego construct.
Another movie you starred in is Hitch. And I think one of the greatest lessons of that, there's a quote that the world is overly cruel to shy men and it rewards the courageous. Confidence and belief in oneself is one of the biggest things people that struggle with, and it's what prevents them from finding success. How did you personally find the self-belief and the confidence within to go out and make, tens, hundreds of millions of dollars and be so successful in your industry?
I think one of the biggest things I learned about confidence was on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. The confidence is one side of it, but it's built on not being scared to look stupid. So it looks like confidence when you're not scared to fail, right? It's not actually confidence in its seeds. It becomes confidence after you get used to rejection, you get used to doing it wrong, you get used to being okay when you tell a joke and that one's not funny, and you get comfortable if you hit 3 out of 10, you're in the Hall of Fame. The comfort to fail in front of people is what is perceived as confidence.
You stop worrying about what everybody else thinks.
Taking advice from somebody who hasn't done what you want to do is almost insanity. Like listening to people who haven't done the thing that you want to do and ingesting the poison of their ignorant opinion, that makes you crazy.
It reminds me of the saying, never take advice from someone you wouldn't trade places with.
Right, yes, exactly. And it was one, I got that one time. I was going through something and I called Quincy Jones. And, I don't even remember what the problem was. And I asked him, and Quincy was like, he said, man, how the fuck I'm gonna give you advice? It was like, he said, I wouldn't have chose none of the shit you chose. Yeah. He said, whatever you're doing, just keep doing that. And it was like, that was a real vote of confidence that even somebody in his position backed off of giving advice in the understanding that everybody knows what they know, and only they can know for them. Nobody can really know for you. And you'll actually get to a point where you ask for advice less, and you just sort of watch and listen and let people tell you what they think from their behavior.
Yeah, and you kind of lean on your own intuition.
Yes, absolutely.
One time somebody told me that if a bird lands on a branch, does the bird trust the branch or does it trust its wings? I've seen many birds land on branches, but what I've never seen is the branch break and the bird fall and die.
Yes,
you gotta
exactly.
trust your wings. So, what is the greatest piece of advice that Will Smith has ever received? There's one lesson that a mentor taught you throughout your career, right? You've networked with billionaires, you've networked with the most successful people across different industries. Give me one piece of advice you could give to somebody who may not have a great mentor.
That's good. There's a couple of them. My grandmother, when we were going on tour, as we were getting on the tour bus and she were going away, she said, "Hey baby, just remember, everywhere you go, one day you're gonna have to go back." I didn't get it in that moment, but as I started to go in my career, I started to realize, like, oh shit, it's all relationships. Everything is relationships. You never know. You meet somebody right now and they're 16, but when they're 24, they're going to be running the company that you're trying to sell something to. And when they're 34, your kids go to their kids' school and all of that, right? And it's like you start to develop a network of friends throughout your life, and you absolutely never know. We have no clue how we're going to cross paths in the future, and it's critical that even as small as a smile in a moment, you recognize that every person is going to be a part of the tapestry of your future, and just taking a minute to connect and to realize that what you're going to build, there's going to be a necessity for hundreds, if not thousands, of other people to help you.
People will take you places that money can't.
Amen.
So, did you come from a lot of money?
No. I came from the opposite.
So what was your turning point to financial freedom? Give me that turning point in your life.
I realized that sometimes what you're good at is different than what you like. So I love making music. I love being on stage, but I'm actually better as an actor. And I had to make the choice to go with what I was better at. And I tried to mix the music in there. But the real turning point for me was realizing that my greatest skill set was acting, and I chose to master that above all things in my career. And then finance came behind the mastery.
So what was the most amount of money you made in a single year?
Oh, I don't like to talk about that.
Maybe revenue across all the businesses?
Yeah, there was plenty of zeros, but I don't like to discuss the actual amount.
Maybe an accomplishment financially, or even from like a box office standpoint, that you're the most proud of.
Hancock and I Am Legend were within 6 months of each other. That was one of the biggest years of my career and one of the most creative periods. I think Hancock was in June, and then I Am Legend was in December. Christmas was nice that year.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think money buys happiness?
Hell no. Actually, there's an amount of money that once you pass it, it buys misery. Once you have a certain amount of money, you can change people's lives. So it's really all people can think about. So it's difficult to make new friendships at certain financial points, right? In America, somewhere around $1 million a year, it starts going the other way, where it's more problems beyond that. And you start getting into really an attack zone.
You broke this down beautifully about cliff top versus rock bottom.
Yeah,
everybody thinks when you hit rock bottom, that's when you change. Can you break that down real quick for them?
The idea of cliff top, it's like a corresponding place to rock bottom. And after you've had all the money you've wanted, and you've had all the sex you've wanted, and you've created all the things and all the fame, there's a corresponding abyss that you can actually pop off of the top of the material world, and you're like, oh shit, there's literally nothing I want to buy. There's literally nobody that I want to have new sex with. There's nothing, and it's a terrifying place when you realize nothing material can actually satisfy you. And it's a similar abyss at rock bottom. And the realization is that what you're actually looking for is you. What you're actually looking for is a comfort that will only come with you totally by yourself, with none of this shit. And then once you are stable in your place, you were talking about about the bird and the branch. Once you're comfortable in your wings, the branch can be weak or strong. When you get a strong branch, it's great. When you get a weak branch, that's cool. It's another lesson. You'll find another one. But there's a certain stability in yourself that you trust yourself that you can handle whatever comes that is above any kind of false material safety comfort, because it's not real. There are diseases that are not curable that your money won't be able to fix. There are relationships that break up that you can't buy back. When loved ones die, there's nothing you can do. So there's certain things in this life that only an absolute steadiness in yourself in the face of whatever life has to offer. That's the only thing that can make this place bearable.
And your last message to the younger generation in one sentence.
Recognize the absolute infinite nature of what you could do. Consciousness is this crazy gift that literally can do anything. You don't have to go to the job you went to today. You don't have to live where you live now. You don't have to be in the relationship that you're in. You literally can do anything that you choose. It just takes a certain amount of willingness to suffer. But this thing, whatever we are, is a crazy, infinite, magical tool of creation.
Will, you got amazing advice, my friend.
Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
your time.
man.
I appreciate you. That was great.